Hello, and welcome to the Winter 2016 quarterly sprint video for Breaking Boundaries Collective Experiences. We had a really great quarter, we got a lot done, and we have a really exciting demo to show you, so let's get started. Collective experiences are goal-driven activities that any number of people participate in simultaneously. As an example, consider a moment of silence in which members of a community take a collective pause with the goal of achieving absolute quietude. Collective experiences are valuable for those who create them, as well as those who participate in them. Experience creators benefit because they are able to enlist participation from people outside their typical social reach in pursuit of a goal that the creator deems important. Experience participants are able to do a fun activity that contributes to a common goal together with other participants. Therefore, collective experiences facilitate interactions between people who have similar interests, causes, or concerns, helping them feel more connected to one another. For our project, we are creating a collective experience API that facilitates the creation and participation in new collective experiences in order to explore how to increase quality of participation in these experiences and how to make creating and running a new sophisticated experience easy for even non-technical individuals. The main design problem of our project involves the creation of these experiences. Doing social things across technology is interesting, but building these sorts of applications to connect interested people across many times and locations is very complex. Our motivation is that we want to make building these applications easier in order to connect users. From that, we'll also gain insight about how these social applications make people feel. Previous work includes Jabberwocky, a social computing and crowdsourcing stack. Since this is crowdsourcing focused, it doesn't really have mechanisms for engagement between users. It's directed toward gathering information for use for a researcher. Jabberwocky also allows the user to write queries over the user base. However, it doesn't facilitate live querying, a feature that we've implemented, which allows real-time location querying across the user base to target users who are particularly suited for a task. We're at the end of the quarter now, and we've built a full prototype of our platform and also done some user testing, but it took a lot of steps to get there, so let's rewind. During the first sprint, we built a proof of concept of our platform, mostly a simple implementation of some of the core features. Users could sign into the system and provide information about themselves in the form of a profile. They were then presented with experiences based on the profile attributes that they had selected. So if a user wasn't eligible for a particular experience, for example, if the experience required a camera and the user didn't have a camera, then they wouldn't be presented with the option to subscribe to that experience. Once users had subscribed to an experience, if the experience was launched, they'd be notified via email and provided with a link that they could go to upload a photo showing their participation in the experience. Users could also generate their own simple custom experiences via text-based experience generator. Later in the quarter, Shannon and Ryan, submitted and won URGs, which earned a collective $2,000 for the project. The process of writing and revising the URG forced us to answer some hard questions about our research and testing plans and focused our vision for the project. If you'd like to read the full URG, it's available in the Collective Experience Google Drive folder. We finished a prototype of the system, building out features including live querying, a more complex experience generator, and support for text and photo upload in the experiences. Another core component of building the full collective experience platform was the transition from a purely web-based Meteor application to a native iOS application. Meteor comes with some native iOS support via Cordova. In Meteor, there's a one-liner to build your Meteor application to iOS, but hybrid apps have always had their issues, and we were skeptical about whether this was going to work out long-term. In the middle of the quarter, we divided our efforts with me working on the Meteor Cordova port and Shannon and Kevin hedging our bets by beginning to develop a fully native iOS client for our Meteor application. Eventually, we got the Cordova port working to the point where we decided to abandon the native iOS implementation since the Cordova port was effective enough for our testing needs. It took a lot of work to get there, but we can now build from our Meteor app to native iOS, use an enterprise distribution certificate to install it on anybody's phone without the Delta Lab mobile provisioning certificate, and use native push notifications to notify users that an experience is starting. To do the native push notifications, we use a repository, this Rakes Push repository. It's a little light on documentation, but it does provide a one-liner to send push notifications to either a subset of users, all the users, You can customize the text, you can customize the badge number. It's pretty excellent. The challenge in setting this up is configuring these certificate files. The process was long and frustrating, especially the transition to an enterprise certificate to allow us to install the application on anybody's phones without having to go through the App Store. But ultimately, we got it working, and that's what we've been using to test our application. By early March, we had finished the first version of our platform and began user testing. For our first user study, we recruited over 20 users, mostly DTR students, as well as friends and family outside of DTR, to download our app on their phones and sign up. Over the course of a week, we ran 7 collective experiences. When an experience was launched, users were notified via push notification and prompted to participate through the app. Depending on which experience was run, users could be asked to submit a photo of them doing an activity, a text entry like a quote, or a photo along with a caption. We got the most participation at the beginning of the week when the application was novel to our users. We received many photo uploads in our first run of Selfie with a Stranger, our selfie taking experience, when most of our users were in class with one another. We also received a large number of submissions for OMG shoes, and the uploads were instant, with the vast majority of them rolling in within the first minute of sending out the notifications. All of the photos were of shoes, except for one photograph of someone's bare feet. Make Shin and Feel Better saw a similar pattern of quick uploads, but it also experienced a longer period of submissions rolling in. Some users uploaded photos hours after the notifications were sent out, perhaps as they were reminded by their friends who had already submitted to make their own submission. Motivation Nation, an experience in which users uploaded an inspirational quote for others to read, and our second run of Selfie with a Stranger, when our users were not all in class together but spread out, had slow upload times. They received far fewer results than the other experiences and received them at a more drawn-out rate. The second run of Selfie with a Stranger didn't receive its first submission for hours after we sent out the notification, and only ended up with 4 submissions total after 8 hours. After a week of running experiences, we sent out a survey to gather feedback from our users. Overwhelmingly, our users' favorite experience was OMG Shoes. Users liked it because they could see others' pictures coming in, it was easy to participate in, and it was fun to try and see what everyone was wearing and to guess whose shoes were whose. When users didn't participate in an experience, it was usually for one of 4 reasons. Either they postponed it due to being busy or due to not feeling like doing the activity at the time and later forgot about it. They got the notification late and felt the experience was probably over. They were uncomfortable with doing what the experience asked of them for fear of being judged by others, or they felt that there was no strong incentive for doing it, especially when they didn't need to prove that they did it by submitting some sort of evidence. The survey results also included suggestions from users on how to improve the application. Many users expressed a desire to go back and view the results of the experience later, which our app does not currently allow. They were only able to view the submissions of people who had posted before them, and that was not exciting for the people who posted first. Many users requested an upvote, downvote feature, so the top results would be presented at the beginning of the page. They also wanted to see where, for example Northwestern's campus, and who the submissions were coming from, and to be able to filter results based on these things. Now let's do a demo. I've pulled up the application in my browser and constrained it to the mobile view so that we can do the screen recording, but you can see what it looks like on a mobile screen. I'm going to sign into the platform. I've already provided information about myself as well as subscribed to some experiences, but I'd like to create a new experience and run it to gather some pictures right now. It's finals week and I know that people are out there studying with their friends, so let's create an experience to gather photos of people and their study buddies. I'm going to go to the experience generator, create a title, let's call it Study Buddy, and also add a description. I just want people to upload a photo of themselves and whoever they're studying with in the library or at the coffee shop right now. So it's finals week, I want them to upload a picture of them and their study buddy. For this experience, we only need users to upload a photo, we don't need any text submission. I could use live querying to target users at a specific location, but I'd just like to get submissions from everybody, regardless of where they are right now. So we're going to submit that experience, and I can participate right now or send out the start notification. So I'm going to switch to webcam view so you can see the push notification coming on my phone when I click the button. Just sent out the start notification, let's see what happens. And there it is. CE platform, get your camera ready because it's time to post a picture of your study buddy. So I'm going to open up my phone. I'm in my room right now, I don't have any study buddies, but I can take a picture with Jimmy Butler, who's on the wall behind me. So let's get a quick selfie in there. There's Jimmy on the wall shooting his basketball. excellent photo. So I'm going to use that one and submit. And it looks like I'm the first one. So we're back on the computer in the results view. There's my photo for Study Buddy, the first one submitted. Christina's also submitted a photo, and it looks like a Snapchat face swap with her and her Study Buddy. More photos will keep rolling in as people open up their phones and participate. As we look forward to next quarter, there's 3 main things that we want to tackle. We need to incorporate the survey feedback. We got a lot of feature requests from our users and a lot of good feedback about the way that we can make it easier to participate in experiences and more exciting. We need to enable background location refresh on the native iOS application. This will facilitate live querying for experiences that need constant checks on locations. We also want to begin to look at coordinated experiences. Right now we've only run experiences that involve people acting in isolation, and with the combination of live querying and a little extra work, we believe we can begin to develop coordinated experiences. For example, experiences that coordinate people who are co-located to do something together or to participate in a group activity. It's been a great quarter. We're really happy to finally have a product that we can demo on everybody's phones, and we're glad that people are out there having fun.